Hi, welcome back. We're going to do clue 4 today. Right? Yes, clue 4. So, just want to make sure I'm on the track. So, this one is our flying geese block. I want to show you how I like to do flying geese. I know there are hundreds of ways of doing flying geese, it seems like, out there, but this is the method I prefer. I learned to do it with Eleanor Burns's ruler the first time, and I will show you how to do that, her 3x6, which is called the small. And then I got hooked on the block locks, and once you hook on the block locks, you really, really like them. So I'm going to show you how to use both, and I'm actually going to also show you how you can just use a regular ruler to trim these, okay? So very first thing we do is we have our 7.5-inch background squares on top of our 9-inch accent 1 squares. You center it on there so it's nice and centered all the way through like that. And then we're going to draw our diagonal line just like we did on the half squares. You can draw these or just sew a 1/4 inch from the diagonal line first. Then we're going to cut them apart. Okay, so we cut down the middle and then we press to the accent 1 strip, always pressing to the larger triangle. And we did that on both halves. And then we take and we're going to put them opposite each other. So this one goes, the background goes to the accent goes to the background, both ways. The center seam never lines up, okay? People try to do that. Then you draw a line and we sew a 1/4 inch on both sides of that line. When we do that, we cut them apart like we did before, but this time we fold them in half, matching the little points down at the bottom, and then you slip. Just cut that. It doesn't matter if you go through the stitches because it's going to be waste anyway. So then you can take and you can press it to the main accent 1 and again to the accent 1. So I can press that with an iron better, but I wanted to show you that the geese itself is laying flat on both ways. That way the block locks has a seam to lock onto. Okay? So I'm going to show you the block lock first because that's my favorite. But this is the 3x6 block lock ruler, and you see that these grooves right here fit right into those seams. That just fits right in there. So now I'm going to cut, and I always try to cut apart first. So I'm just going to cut across this way, and now I can trim all 4 sides. If you have a little round mat or something you can turn, it really helps too. Oops, didn't quite get that one. So there is one. Now I'm going to show you how to use the Eleanor Burns ruler to do the same thing. So it's right here. So again, your green lines, it says 3x6. It's going to fit right into those lines right there. And we're going to cut just like we did before. Cut here and here. All 4 sides we trim, and you just want to make sure that you keep the ruler from slipping. So I've got some fusible stuff on there, or plastic stuff on the back to keep it from sliding. Then the last way I want to show you is just to use a regular ruler. Okay, so a regular ruler, we want it, the finished piece, to be 3.5 by 6.5. So I'm going to first trim it to 3.5 by putting the 1/4 inch of my ruler right there, trying to keep the ruler as straight as I can on the piece. I can separate them apart. Then I can take and bring my ruler down so that I can do now 3.5 on the bottom. And now I bring this over to this corner tip right here. So I just bring that over to the corner tip, make sure that I'm straight on up the top. So 3.5 there, like that. Oops, bring it over a little more because I want that corner, I want the corner of the ruler on that corner right there. And we're going to trim that. And then we just turn this around. Should I turn my ruler around? And we're going to do 6.5. And so 6.5 is right to there, and it should take you right to the junction right there from before. So you don't have to have the Walk or the Eleanor Burns ruler. You can do it my way or the other way. So once we get these units made, we're going to take 2 of them and we're going to sew. We're going to do our step 4, and we're going to take the 2.5 by 6.5 inch accent 2 pieces, and we're going to sew them between like that, pressing the seams to the accent 2 piece like such. And there's our unit, and it tells you right there how many to make. Have fun!